Good morning. It is Wednesday, September 24th, 7:34 a.m. Central Time. So just getting to my screen, made sure to hit the gym, feeling all right. So looking at the news docket today, there's not too much happening outside of this oil situation. A bunch of minor things. So, we'll see how we go. I don't expect too much craziness. Um, Kind of a quick review and throwing this all this chatter into AI chats. It looks like a lot of the topics that I guess the U.S. Treasury Secretary Bessent talking about it's a bit more dovish, I guess, or bullish, whatever. So more favorable for more rate cuts. So that is good for the longs. So that would be good. Um, for kind of quick how things look on the queues for options flow that expire today, if you bought options yesterday that expire today, you're a little bit more bearish. If you bought options yesterday that expire Thursday, Friday, a little bit more bullish. And then let's say on the third, a little bit more super bearish. Interesting. So that is something to keep in mind there. And then, some big. Not too crazy. I mean, nothing too crazy, but that's pretty interesting. A lot of bearish there for a week out from now. So there you go. For dark pools, so I had marked this yesterday, just kind of looked at it already. But for dark pools on the queue, we had this 1.9 billion, so almost 2 billion at this 602 level, 602.39. So if we go to our little converter, so 25005 basically. And so I had marked that, and I guess we can look at that first. So I had marked that here. Oh, I think I lost my screen share. Let me come back. Okay, we're back. So I had marked it here already. And so it's interesting that, so going into Monday, we had this level here and this level basically at the, Monday open and in Monday close. And then yesterday we had this 2 billion transacted here about this 2505 level. And then we sold off. And so I'm definitely just watching to see like how price reacts. So we're staying above this dark pool level from Monday. And we did kind of push up. I'd love to see a retest of that, but we'll see. I think for the morning I'm watching this, but I'm super watching this 2500 level. There was $2 billion transacted on the queues. So, are you buying long at the top with that big money, or what are you doing, right? And so I'll be watching that, and so that's pretty interesting. Um, I guess quick look on indexes here. So we got interest. Oh, I was like, why does the ES look exactly the same as ENQ? Because it is the same chart. So let's see, we got the NQ and the ES pretty balanced. Nothing's really leading too much. It's basically the same. Got the Russell pretty muted, balanced. Although Russell did lead and make a new high yesterday when, the NQ and the ES didn't. So that's kind of interesting. It's more risk on there. Um, Interesting. And also with the Dow. So I wonder if that's just more of a defensive thing because now, we're teetering at all-time highs for the broader market and the tech, and then so we rotated back into industrials and back into penny stocks potentially. But it's interesting that we pierced new highs here on the Dow and the Russell. So we'll just see what that means. Um, Might be maybe there's a pause, I guess, in the ES and the NQ. For VIX, still kind of floored there, so we'll leave that. Dollar still just kind of hanging out where it was. Yeah, Treasury note yields kind of hanging out here after that drop. And nice pullback on the XLK. I mean, direction is up, especially with this. I feel like if we're pushing new highs on penny stocks. Yeah, we're pushing new highs on penny stocks, um, which is kind of interesting. So we'll just kind of see what happens there. See, feels bullish. Feels like people want to put money in. Let's look at Apple. Small little pullback, nothing crazy. Microsoft. Yeah, I mean, kind of swept the low of Thursday. Last Wednesday, last week's low is holding. So we'll see if that's just a nice pullback to push back up. Amazon. I read somewhere that Amazon is the only um, ticker in the Mag 7 that has a negative return for the year. So it's kind of interesting. So I guess we'll see how that goes. But this does not closed on the lows, broke, swept all of, a couple weeks ago. Now we're opening in the middle of the candle. So let's see if that holds or not. Google looks like we're just taking a pause. We're kind of catching up to this HMA here, but looks still pretty healthy and bullish. I mean, you've been gapping up twice and all that, so might get tired. Meta kind of looking a little bit like Amazon here, but still broader trend is up, so it looks bullish there. Nvidia, I think I read somewhere that an insider traded or sold like $67 million worth of Nvidia stock. Not sure if it was a scheduled sell or not, but that is interesting. So maybe people are just buying that back up and that little sell off here. So it's a little inside candle from the big bullish candle on Monday, inside candle on Tuesday. So you can't really read into it too much. We'll just see what today looks like. Tesla broke low of Monday, closed on the lows, but we're opening above the low, so we'll see. But still looks nice and bullish. Q's, um, Q's broke the low of Monday. Interesting. And we're kind of opening around the 600 level. So we will just see. I mean, I think things look bullish today. Maybe not super, super strong. I mean, you got Amazon going down, Meta going down. Nvidia's bullish, but kind of indecision today. Tesla broke the low of yesterday, so maybe it's cooling off. Google, broke Friday's low, but hasn't broke, further than that. So we'll just have to see if this holds. We'll see if what is this? Thursday's low holds. If it breaks that, then that could signal a pullback, I think. Um, Apple super strong. So one, two, three. I would say Meta, Microsoft, Amazon. Meta is kind of muted but bullish. Meta is muted and bullish. Microsoft, paused and bullish. Amazon, looks like it's kind of falling over there. Tesla's taking a breather. Google may take a breather, but let's see. Apple strong. So I mean everything's bullish, but not everybody's not super strong today. So I think there's some pausing happening. So that is interesting. And then just kind of quick look at the cues on the pre-market really quickly here. Let's look at electronic trading hours. That's not what I want. Yeah, so we'll mark, I mean, these should show up, but I'm just going to mark this high here. We're going to lock you, and we'll mark this low. Anyway, I clear all my levels at the end of the week anyways, so this is fine. So yeah, we'll just kind of see. We'll see if price kind of retests this or not. And if we can push back up to here, I open the shorts if we can get up here pretty quickly and fail for sure. But yeah, we'll just kind of see how things look. This was that nice little fall over, and then we've kind of gone back into that. And so now I think we're just trying to figure out, do we want to keep going, or are we going to kind of sell back off and retest? Yeah, I think tomorrow there's some stuff for news. So maybe today is a little bit more of this action here that we had in the morning where I got caught and chopped up, which was not fun. So definitely reminding myself of that this morning. And so I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think when I looked at, so I look at Grok, GPT, and Claude. So I'm just kind of testing all of these for myself. It looked pretty mixed. I think Grok was more bullish, GPT was more pullbacky, and Claude was more pullbacky from what I remembered. So we'll just see what that looks like going into it. But yeah, that's it for me. And I'm open to both sides today. I think I'm just gonna see if we reach levels and see what price does, and we'll just kind of take it from there. All right. Good luck. Don't get caught.